Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive breakdown of one of the most talked about moments in daytime television history. Imagine the glittering world of British showbiz colliding with the raw, unfiltered energy of ITV's Loose Women panel. On a seemingly ordinary Tuesday afternoon in September 2025, Dame Judi Dench, the 90-year-old Oscar-winning icon known for her commanding roles in films like Skyfall and Shakespeare in Love, graced the studio as a guest. At 90, Judi remains a force of nature, sharp-witted, unapologetically elegant, and a national treasure whose mere presence elevates any room. She was there to discuss her latest memoir, All the World's a Stage, Reflections on a Life and Lights, a poignant collection of anecdotes from her decade-spanning career that delves into the joys and heartaches of acting, from the stages of the RSC to the red carpets of Hollywood. The book had already topped the charts, praised for its humor, vulnerability, and Judi's trademark candor about aging in an industry that often discards its legends. Loose Women, the long-running chat show famous for its bold, opinionated women tackling everything from politics to personal scandals, was the perfect platform, or so it seemed. Hosted that day by Christine Lampard, with regulars Denise Welch, Janet Street Porter, and Judi Love filling the panel, the segment kicked off with the usual fanfare, applause thundering as Judi entered in a chic emerald green blouse that matched her eyes, her signature mischievous smile lighting up the screen. "Dame Judi, what an honor," Christine beamed, leaning in for the obligatory air kiss. The audience, a mix of middle-aged women and eager retirees, erupted in cheers, many clutching copies of the memoir for signing later. Judi settled into the plush red chair, her posture impeccable, adjusting her glasses with that effortless poise that screams "I've conquered kings and queens on screen, darling." The initial chatter was light, Judi regaling tales of her early days treading the boards in Liverpool, her voice a melodic lilt laced with northern warmth. She spoke of the thrill of her first West End role in 1957's A Midsummer Night's Dream, how the scent of grease paint and the roar of the crowd still quickened her pulse even now. "Acting isn't about fame," she quipped. "It's about becoming someone else for a fleeting moment, and oh, what a glorious escape it is." The panel nodded enthusiastically. Janet, ever the contrarian, shared a wry story of her own journalistic scrapes, while Judi Love cracked a joke about mistaking props for real props in her comedy sketches. Laughter rippled through the studio, the atmosphere buzzing with that rare alchemy of celebrity sparkle and everyday relatability. But beneath the surface, subtle tensions simmered. Denise Welch, the 67-year-old firebrand known for her no-holds-barred takes on Loose Women since 2005, sat with her trademark blonde bob and piercing gaze, fingers drumming lightly on the table. Denise, a former Coronation Street star turned outspoken advocate for mental health and women's rights, had built her career on authenticity, raw, sometimes abrasive, always real. She'd weathered personal storms, battles with depression, a high-profile divorce from Tim Healy, and raising rock star sons Maddie and Louis Healy of the 1975 fame. Her segments often veered into controversy, like her fiery defenses of Meghan Markle or clashes over Brexit, earning her a loyal following but also critics who called her too much. On this day, Denise had prepped notes on generational shifts in feminism, eager to pivot the conversation toward modern activism. As Judi wrapped a story about clashing with directors in the 70s, "A men in tweed suits telling me how to emote? I'd rather direct the ruddy play myself." As the panel transitioned smoothly, Christine prompted, "Judi, your book touches on the #MeToo movement retrospectively. How do you see the fight for women in the arts evolving?" Judi paused, her eyes twinkling with thought. "Darling, it's long overdue. In my day, we whispered complaints in dressing rooms. Now, women roar from the rooftops, but let's not forget the old guard. We paved those paths with our silences." Applause swelled again, genuine and warm. Enter Denise, seizing the moment like a lioness spotting prey. "Absolutely, Judi, but isn't it rich that icons like you get the glory while young actresses today grind through auditions for crumbs? I've seen my mates in telly slaving away while the establishment pats itself on the back." Her tone was laced with that Geordie edge, passionate but pointed. Judi tilted her head, a flicker of surprise crossing her face. "Oh, my dear, The establishment. I've been blacklisted more times than I can count for speaking up. Glory? It's sweat and strategy. The exchange crackled with energy, the audience leaning forward, sensing the shift from chat to challenge. What started as mutual respect teetered on the edge of debate, the studio lights casting dramatic shadows that amplified every gesture. Little did they know, this was the spark that would ignite the inferno. As commercial breaks loomed, the producers whispered off camera, thrilled by the ratings gold unfolding live. But for Judy, seated there with her life's tapestry woven into every word, Denise's interjection felt less like dialogue and more like a gauntlet thrown. The air thickened, charged with the unspoken. Two women, worlds apart and fame yet bound by the same fierce spirit, on a collision course that would redefine loose women forever. And as the cameras rolled back from break, with makeup artists stabbing at brows and teacups refilled, no one could predict the storm about to break.